There are three key elements that every plaintiff must show if they would like to seek a preliminary injunction and obtain one before a court. Number one, the plaintiff must show that there's a likelihood of success on the merits of their claims. Number two, the plaintiff needs to show irreparable harm. Number three, the plaintiff needs to show that a balancing of equities is in their favor. And number four, the plaintiff will often argue, or should argue, that they should not be required to post bond even if their preliminary injunction order is granted. Now, most of the time, if you're getting an injunction, it usually means you're going to have to post bond, but it always makes sense to make the argument as to why you should not have to. And now, let's dive into the details of those elements so that we can see how we can establish and obtain a preliminary injunction. The first element that's required to obtain a preliminary injunction is to show that there's a likelihood of success on the merits of your claims. To establish a likelihood of success on the merits of claims, the plaintiff needs to first set forth the legal theories that they're trying to prove and intend to prove at trial. So for example, the plaintiff will set forth all of the elements required to establish a claim for fraud, a claim for breaches of fiduciary duties, a claim for corporate waste, claims for unjust enrichment, etc., etc. The next step is the plaintiff will then perform a factual analysis and tie facts to those legal claims so that they can show that there's a high likelihood they'll be able to satisfy those elements at trial. Now, in addition to the facts and in addition to the legal theories, the plaintiff will then want to use a lot of documentary evidence and support to show that there's actual proof to justify why it is they're seeking the relief that they're seeking. Emails, contracts, bank statements, anything that you can show to the court that will show that there's a high likelihood that the allegations you're claiming happened actually did. You'll also want to have credible witnesses through the forms of affidavits. Affidavits are sworn statements by witnesses who can attest to what's transpired. Beyond that, you're also going to want to utilize case law. Case law is a means by which you're citing various cases of the law that show that based on everything that's taken place, you believe that you'd likely win in an outcome of these matters. In order to establish a likelihood of success on the merits, the plaintiff is going to have to show legal theories and then utilize facts to justify those legal theories to the court. For example, legal theories might be various elements required to establish claims for fraud, for breaches of fiduciary duties, for corporate waste, for claims of unjust enrichment, etc. So once you set forth the elements of the legal theories you're trying to prove, you then need to tie in the facts to justify why it is that those legal theories can be proved by you. You'll then want to use documentary evidence such as operating agreements, contracts, emails, text messages to showcase how it is that the claims that we are alleging have actually been violated by the defendant. And then beyond that, you're going to want to have credible witnesses. Witnesses can sign off on affidavits, which are sworn statements that outline what it is that the defendant has actually done. You'll finally want to utilize case law, which is past cases that show the precedents as to why, if you can prove what it is you're setting forth, that you should be entitled to a judgment at trial. Once you establish a likelihood of success in the merits, you then move on to the next step, and the most important one, irreparable harm. We went through a lot of information together in a short period of time. If you found this video to be valuable, please like, subscribe, and comment below. I'll be utilizing the comments to make videos in the future, and if you know of anybody that could benefit from the content contained in this video, please forward them this page or share it with them.